I've been in a hurry since I don't know when. Gotta bring it on back, start over again. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins the race. Well, I got me a woman, yeah, she's better than most. Yeah, I get the space I need to really cut loose. Yeah, she slows it on down to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins the race. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins the race. Yeah, slow it down. Slow it on down, guys. Good vibes only to you. Always good vibes. Always good vibes only to all of my beautiful people out there. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.
Oh man, here we go again. We're going to create change. Make it happen this time. Let's go. Always good vibes. Get out of the open. I can feel that it's going to be a good day, a great day. Let's go. Always good vibes. Create change. Let's go. Let's go. Always good vibes. Change. Let's go. Always good vibes.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good Monday morning, September 15th. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change. Appreciate y'all being here. I see you, Brother Clint, Brother Desi. Good morning, TD Knives. Shout out to you guys, man. Coming at you guys with this stuff on. I'm gonna refer to him as the man that that killed Mr. Kirk. I'm not gonna speak his name. But shout out to our law enforcement apparatus, man, putting it all together and getting that dude as quick as what they were able to. It's amazing to me, when you really start thinking about how they and when they all work together, bro, you ain't getting away. So yeah, we're gonna touch on some of the new details around that and everything. But I encourage you, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. Jump on in, chime in. Feel free to speak your piece, whatever. Just keep it good vibes, keep it respectful. But shout out to everybody, man. Me and Sean will be at Guy and Shine on Wednesday. Sean had some things he had to take care of today, and I wanted to touch. This is a topic for me. I didn't realize the reach that Charlie Kirk had. Shamefully enough, I hadn't really, I can't say that I followed him. I knew who he was, just like everybody else kind of knew who he was. But this weekend I had, had my daughter up. She stayed with me, and my boy. They're both, she's 17 and he's 15, and just realizing the impact that they had, that he had on their life. Like just they knew him, not because I pushed anything on him. Shout out to you, Yayo. I see you there. But yeah, man. So I felt like it was my duty, with all the nonsense I've seen with the cheering and jeering of this man's death, whether no matter what stand he has. I figured it was my duty to come on here and cheer that they caught the fella that did that crap, and I hope they make a fine example out of him. And I think a fine example was made at what they're able to do when they put their big boy pants on and they start looking for somebody, and everybody just works together. And I think the one thing that I've learned on trying to understand a little bit more about what this man was about, guys, he was pushing for the same thing I'm pushing for. Like, I just want people to talk. Like, I don't want name calling. I don't want to hear a bunch of nonsense like that. Like, I think people need to talk, and especially on college campuses. Where else is it better than to have open debate and open dialogue? And I mean, he really did invite people up, voices of dissent, voices that were different than his. So, I just felt like it was important that we put, they said that there was some more information come out around communications that this dude had that ties, everything. They're doing a good job putting the case together from just a layman's standpoint. I don't know, a whole big bunch about law. I'm not a lawyer. So, there's things they have to do to make sure that evidence is secure, so that, if there is charges brought up, you want to be able to have that evidence admissible. If they don't go about searches and things like that in the correct way, well, they may find information out real fast, but then they're not able to use it. So I kind of understand maybe sometimes the delay in getting certain information. But then I'm glad that they've been so forthcoming. Hell, I know more about this dude at this point that did this crap than what we know about that guy that shot at President Trump. I mean, really. So it's like, at least there's some information coming. There's stuff happening. Santiago, I see you. Shout out to you. Good morning. Appreciate you being here always. But yeah, I mean, the information and I think that the public and not just people in general, you can get information overload too. Like, you got so much information coming from so many sides that it's like, it just gets overwhelming, even if even if everything is 100% accurate. And then when you mix in a bunch of nonsense in there, then it makes it even more difficult to figure out what's going on. Jason Whitney, I see you there. Some information. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jason. At least there's some information, man, because, like I say, I actually know, and I'm not going to speak the man's name. I know his name, but I'm not doing that. I'm not giving credence to him like that. Everybody knows who he is and knows who I'm talking about. But the man that committed this act, I know more about him than I do about some of the people from last year and year before. So yeah, I'm thankful to be finding out information, and I did hear Cash Patel speak this morning, you know, and kind of reassure that, everybody's working together, everybody's trying to do their best, man. It's a lot of stuff to have to put together, and it kind of made sense the way he was saying it was like, you know, sometimes they have to purposely ease back just to make sure they're preserving information for, proper to be able to use it. I mean, it's one thing to get the information, it's another thing to be able to admit it into, and make it admissible. So they have to make sure they follow procedures and laws and all that. And I can respect that. Dino Kid, I see you there. Dino Kid, sorry. I see you there. Good morning. Um, but yeah, I mean, and I just encourage people to not, like, I don't buy into like, I give things the time it takes to understand what's happening. And I know that everything that comes out can't be true. There's going to be false information. So I try my best to make sure that the information that I pass along is things that, there's no higher up that I can get to find out anything. And so far, the information's been pretty forthcoming with what's happening. And any, the thing is like it was only 30 some hours and they caught this guy. So man, they put some work and effort in, and some of the things that they have at their disposal is unbelievable as far as being able to trace things out and do their do their stuff, man. Yeah, it just don't seem like there's any, you ain't getting away with it because there's cameras everywhere. Indeed, Michael, I see you. Yeah, yeah, and I think yeah, he said his dad turned him in. Yeah, and shout out to, hey man, what I mean as a dad, I mean that's just a horrible. That's just I because you can't judge his parents. People can't judge his parents. He was a grown man. By the time I was 22, I was already married and trying to figure out life, trying to figure out how to do stuff. And nothing I did after I left my mom and dad's home had anything to do with my mother and father. And I can't help but think what a horrible spot for that dad to have to be. It just it sucks, man. It's just terrible for him. Couldn't even imagine. Nah, me neither, Michael. Me neither, Tink. It's- I would have too, Tink Tink. Honestly, I would. I can say 1,000% that I would have too. Um, because to me, there's nothing more. There's nothing more heinous. I mean, he laid in wait for the dude. I mean, it's sickening, really, and then to do it in front of a bunch of kids, because college kids are kids, man. I mean, I know that they're young adults, but they're young people, they're kids. There was all kinds of kids there. It's like you didn't just affect that man's family, which you affected them for life. His mom, dad, wife, kids, but the people that were there that had to witness that nasty, just terrible. It's terrible. And then but shout out to his dad. I that's the way that you should have turned him in, and thank you for doing that. That's a service to your country. Um, you know, as hard as it is, that was the right thing to do. And I think, you know, if anything, that speaks loudly for your character, and that's cool. Um, Yeah, his daughter was there. Man, see, these are all tidbits of information that, at the time it had, you don't really know. And then they were trying to play it off at first as if that he was fighting for his life, and he may have been fighting for his life, but it was bad. Uh, and man, just trying to fathom all this going on, and then the children involved, and then the innocent bystanders, man. They didn't deserve to have to see. I don't want. I told my buddy Clint on here from Gen X. I told him. I said, man, I didn't. I wish I hadn't even seen it. To be 100,000% honest, I wish I hadn't even seen the replay, and I have one time. That's it. I don't want to see that no more. Cerilio 2000 Soroyo. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. I'm not trying to mispronounce you. There was a bunch of lies. Time will tell the truth. Yeah, that's what I say is you gotta kind of pull the reins back in. You gotta say, okay, I want to believe the things that I'm a human being. So, you want to take in the information that's easy for you to make sense of. But not always is the correct information the easiest for our brains to wrap around. And that's the tough spot is you have all this information coming at you and you have to give yourself the time to process what you can even put your head around. For me, I'm still going through the stage of like, okay, I'm learning about this man that was taken from this world way too soon. But I'm also learning from in my own life that he was affecting my children. He was a part of their life, even though I did not push that person on them. They had chosen on their own little terms for whatever reason to know of him and to like him. And that's powerful to me, man, because that is, as cliche as it sounds, that is the future for me. That's the future. That's my blood. That's my babies. And that's going to be my legacy as a dad. So, then it made me introspective, like, oh man, I'm gonna have to find out like what this guy was about. And I'm thankful that he was about open dialogue and he was about free thinking. You do not have to be part of the bubble. You don't have to be. There's plenty of room outside the bubble. You can give that bubble to whoever wants to be a part of it, but you don't have to be a part of that. And no matter what side you're on, I can respect that. I can respect that. To be able to sit down and accept that somebody does not see it the same way you do, but say, okay, well, that's cool. We can agree to disagree. Let's move on. You want to play around the golf? You want to go play some putt-putt or maybe go to the batting cages and best out of 10, 2 out of 3 or something, something. Let me get back up in here, DOD. I see you, DOD, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm just coming at it from a person standpoint. You know what I mean? Like, he did have children. He had a wife, had a family that depended on him, people. So, that's just the way I'm approaching it. Doesn't matter to me about black, white, purple, green, Christian, not Christian. Doesn't matter to me about that. It just matters to me that, we have people jeering and cheering someone's death for just wanting to speak it the way they see it. Come on, man. That's low life stuff. Yeah, I get you, Tink Tick. Yeah, I get you. But I learned about it in school was MLK. Yeah, I get you. I'm with you on that. I mean, he had the ears of people. And I think that scares people more than anything sometimes is the fact that he had captured a way to get the ears of people. Now, I wasn't even on YouTube at that time, so I don't even know why you're coming at me like that. What did George Floyd do for the community? I didn't know nothing about anything he did. Thankfully, my kids didn't follow his advice, his ways. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. You shouldn't cheer that kind of stuff on. This just happens to be one of them things that for me, once it affected my kids, then it affected me differently. I guess that would be the reason I didn't speak on George Floyd. He shouldn't have. Hey, nobody should die for anything, like, ahead of their time. But it didn't, it didn't affect my kids. This one affected my kids without me being the cause of it. I didn't even know that they knew the man. And then once I started realizing that, I was like, well, dang, I do want to know more about him. I mean, I did, you know what I mean? Because it affected my children. Not that they were broke down, just saying they knew of it. First thing my kid did when he got in from school was come over and sat down with me. It was like, Dad, did you hear about this? Well, he didn't do that with George Floyd. You know what I mean? He didn't do that with Biden. He didn't do that with President Trump. Didn't speak on it either. But he did it about Charlie Kirk. Well, that means more to me than their name. At that time, it's like, okay, well, now I got to know who this guy is. So that's the way I come at it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a totally different set of circumstances, man. Like for me, once my kids have something to do with it, then yeah, it does involve me. You know what I mean? Then it does affect me in a different way. Then it does make me want to educate myself and learn about who this man was. And at least he was trying to teach open dialogue respectfully. That's something I push on everything. It's like, I don't mind if you agree with me or not. We can be respectful to one another as men, as women, like as people. You don't have to come at each other in like like, I don't want nothing bad to happen to anybody. I don't care what their name is. Like, I don't want nothing heinous like this to happen to anyone. For me, it just brought it to my awareness because of the effect that it had with my kids, which is okay. That's okay. It's okay because that's what creates change. That's the name of this channel. For me, that's what creates change in me, is recognizing that first and foremost, I'm a dad. Then I'm a husband, and when I see something that, affects mine, then yeah, speak on it. You know what I mean? And that's and I try to do something about my education on it. I try to learn about it, try to understand what's happening. Hey, thank you, Bonsai Mania. I see you there. Yeah, Cerelia. I hope I'm saying your name right. I don't know if I am. I hope I'm trying to. Soroyo is that's what I'm gonna go with. Shout out to 59 in the house. If you don't mind, hit the like button. Appreciate y'all being here. Chime in. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, and anybody else that died that shouldn't have. But right now we're talking about Mr. Charlie Kirk and the guy that took his life. I will not say his name. I'm not going to give credence on my little platform to him. If you want to, that's fine. You can look it up if you don't already know it. But they did catch him, and they have some really good information on them. And it's not like hearsay stuff. I did get to hear Cash Patel speak on it, and I also got to hear Dan Bongino speak on it, which to me, that's about as, that at least it's coming from their mouths, and that's the information that they found some texting and stuff like that by them. But they're not really going into a great bunch of detail on it, and I'm not neither, because I'm not no authority on that. But it sounds like they're putting everything together to make a strong case, regardless of the case. The fact is, it looks to me like, from my point of view, from what I can see and what information is out there, at least they caught the fella. Now it's on the proper authorities to figure out how they put that together and do that. Let's see, L. Aubrey, the individual firebomb Josh Shapiro. Yeah. Nobody should be. Yeah. I don't come at it from Republican or Democrat like that either. I don't really care what side you're on. Nobody should be it should. That's not the way. I mean, I remember hearing stories of like our lead, people that was representatives, that Congress and stuff like that. They would go and they would have their debates on the House floor, but then they would have a drink that night together and dinner and hang out. Now, it's like, it's like there's a straight divide. Like you can't, you're not allowed to free think. You're not allowed to free. You're not allowed to free think. I think. I mean, I don't know. Even know what one of. I don't. I don't even know if I. I mean, everybody's everybody. Like, I don't have a. I don't have a side that I try I go with what just seems right from a human being standpoint, and the way that this occurred, and the way some of these that y'all have mentioned in here have occurred. It's not right, no matter what side it comes from, guys. It doesn't matter, and then I wouldn't cheer that on, no matter what side it happened on. Just wouldn't cheer it on. Yeah, is right. Yeah. Yeah, and the funny thing, El, is sometimes the words that people throw around, they don't even know the definition of. You know what I mean? And hell, sometimes the names that people are called, I don't know. I don't even know the definition of. There's so many different names for people at this point. There's so many names called. I don't have no idea where they're coming. I don't even know what they mean. Yeah, she is a. Yeah, I know they're finding out more info on him, but I don't know anything about like who he was, what he was about, other than what they've shared. He had his uh political leaning, maybe, or his ideology. But either which way, it makes him kind of a lunatic to go lay up on a roof somewhere and then shoot somebody. You know what I mean? It's kind of cowardly, a little bit. Yeah, because I think so true, man. Because of one person. That's what I'm trying. That's how I'm trying to come at it. Tink Tink is like, no matter who the person is, like you gotta, even if it's just somebody out here on the street. Well, it's not just that person that is affected, that that gets killed for no reason or shot or whatever, or died however they died. It's like, man, you need to there's a lot of people affected by it, man. You know what I mean? Like, family, the whole family, kids. Yeah. Yeah, could run for school board. I could. I will tell you guys one thing: the problem is not who people vote for. The problem is if you can't find the good politician on the opposite party to vote for them, the problem is you. Yeah. Yeah, and what really is frustrating is when you see political representatives who draw straight lines. Man, there ain't I come from one of the smallest places in the world. Like in our country, especially, I'm a small town. Like, but there's all different sorts of people. There's black people, there's white people, there's Mexican people, there's Chinese people, there's Japanese people, there's gay people, there's straight people. There's all kinds of people in this little town. Well, then that means that your representative has to be trying to figure out how to represent all people, no matter what side they get elected from as they run. Once you're there, you're to represent the constituents of your community, not just a party line. So whenever I see a representative of any sort just taking straight up party lines, then it's like, man, there's no way that everything in your town is about this one little spot. It can't be that way. You're not doing your job at that point. You're not doing your job. Your job is not to take a stance. Your job is to be a negotiator. Your job is to do the best for your community that you can possibly do. Not the Democrats or the Republicans of the community, Not the black people, the white people, or the Mexican people, or the China. Everybody. And if you're taking stances, then you're not doing that. You're not doing that. It's just not the way it's supposed to be. No matter what side you're on, that's not the way it's supposed to be. And, you know, if you have, you know, a person that's doing that, then that the problem is they get elected, they say they're going to do things, but then they don't follow through with what they actually say they're going to do. And most of the time it's due to money, most of the time it's due to donations, most of the time, you know, if you follow the money, you'll figure out why that they're doing the things that they do. You know, it's always one of these things where uh a lot of them say just about anything to get elected, but then not a lot of them actually do the things that they said they would do when they got elected, which is frustrating because you take the time, especially as a voter in the vote, you know, you're trying to vote to help your family and your community. You're trying to figure out the best people to vote for. And okay, you might find somebody that sounds pretty good, but then just as sure as they get elected, everything changes. Everything changes. You know, and that well, and our leaders need, you know, our leaders need to realize who they are. It's us, the people. The people we vote in, that's representatives of us, the leaders. They're not the leaders. They're the representatives. They're supposed to do a job. They're not supposed, and their job is not to take a stance. Their job is not to spout how they feel. I don't care about how they feel. They got friends and family and maybe a psychiatrist that can care about that. All I want them to do is represent my community the best they can. That's all. That's all. They're never going to be over my house for Thanksgiving dinner or for Christmas supper. You know, I don't care about how they feel. They got people in their life that can care about how they feel. They're elected to do a job. That's why you get the big bucks. Do your job. It's just it's really not. The principle behind being a representative is not hard. The application of it is truly hard because you might have times in your career as a representative where that something that you would personally vote for won't be what the majority of your constituents are wanting. So then you have to professionally draw the line and say, okay, well, I get one vote on this over here with this group of people, but I have to go with what the majority of my constituents are trying to lean me towards. There might be times you have to actually do your job and cast a vote that's actually not maybe how you personally would go, because that's why you get the big bucks, is so that you can professionally draw that line. That's how I see it. Yeah. Jimmy, I said, yeah, they are. And I hate to ever say all, but there's a lot. Let's do it like that, Jimmy. Can we agree to just do it like that? I hate to say all because I don't know all, you know, I don't like to do that. But majority, let's go with majority. I like majority. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. But yeah, Desi, 61 people. Hey, if y'all don't mind, hit the like button for me, please. I carry it like this. I try to be respectful of everybody's opinions and comments. You know, it's a lot going through, so I can only catch every couple or so, every few. But I appreciate all y'all being here. It doesn't matter if you agree with me. What matters is we can respectfully have voices of dissent. That's cool. That's cool. Sometimes somebody might say something to me that I don't agree with right now, and then I give myself a day or two to think about it and roll it over. Then I start maybe seeing a little different. So, you know, I mean, yeah, I see. It's not, to me, it's not Republican or Democrat crime. It's a crime. It's a crime on humanity, right? It's a crime, period. Like, in the end, when you die, they don't put a R or D on your toe. It's a tag with your name, and then they throw you in the dirt. You know, it's a crime on humanity, man. That's what it is. And to me, it doesn't matter about white on white crime, black on black crime, white on black, black on white. It's all just crimes on humanity. We're all just men and women. Doesn't matter what, you know, when you truly come at it from a non-racist opinion, you were all not, it doesn't matter. You're just a man, just a woman, just like me. I'm a man. That's, you know, it doesn't matter what color. Come on, man. Ease up on the F-bombs in the chat, please. I'd appreciate it. Say what you want, but we can find a better vocabulary than that. If not, then, you know, just move on. If it's making you that upset or whatever, just move on. I'm trying to be respectful to everybody. Everybody try to be respectful to each other. Mel, let's see, Mel, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Yeah, I haven't been really keeping up with a whole lot of the mainstream news this weekend on it. I just watched a little bit this morning. I don't know what they were calling it, last trans shooter or not. I don't care. It don't, like, I mean, maybe that'll be part of their investigation. Maybe that'll be part of whatever they got going on. But for me, here at Creating Change, I don't care. You know, in my personal, that's just a shooter. Like, I'm not looking up the, like, if somebody's up here on the mountain and I hear bullets flying at me and I'm like, oh snap, somebody's shooting at me. I don't look back and go, is that a trans shooter? No, man. I say, dude, that's bullets flying at me. Get down. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, no, I don't see it that way. As soon as they realize that their narrative doesn't fit them. Well, the only problem I have with any of the debates that I've seen and the people trying to talk about things is it always turns into somebody calling somebody names. It always turns into that. And right as you do that, you lose all opportunity for being able to find each other's, you know, where you meet. You automatically put that divide in there by starting out by calling each other a fascist or you're a this or you're that or whatever. It's like, you know, that don't work. Don't work. We learned that in kindergarten. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this is the thing. This is what's funny. You say from your president. Well, look, Biden was my president too. Just because I didn't vote for him doesn't mean that he wasn't my president. He was my president too. So was Barack Obama. So was Bill Clinton. So was Ronald Reagan. I wasn't even old enough to vote for all of them, but they were my president. I was a citizen of the country. It's just it's just so mindless. It's chatterbox, man. Yeah. All he did was throw numbers is what I've seen so far. Bonsai. All he did was throw numbers, and that just apparently really affects people badly. Hey, shout out to Burn. I see you coming through there. Shout out to you. Hey, the comments are going fast. I appreciate y'all being here. 60 in the house. Appreciate you guys. Hit that like button for me. Run my like on up there if you don't mind. This is Creating Change. My name is Guy. I appreciate y'all being here. We try to approach every topic with respect. Shout out to the law enforcement apparatus putting things to work and getting a handle on this situation, and learning about this guy just from a human being standpoint, and the fact that my kids knew him even before, like, I didn't even know that they knew who this guy was. So, that prompted me on a little bit of an education about who this guy was and what he stood for. One, I can respect the fact he was 18 years old. Started out with a vision about what he wanted to do, and he did it. All right, right off the rip. Don't matter to me about what don't matter to me. Like that's all right. I can get down with that. All right, cool. you know, and family man, I'm a family man. All right, cool. I got a couple kids, cool, you know. And then to see that, you know, really the things that people disliked the most about him was the fact that he used basic information that could be looked up for themselves too, but they hadn't. And realizing that they weren't going to beat him up with name calling or with, you know, screaming at him, or what do you get by doing that? You don't get nothing. You make yourself look foolish. That's what you get. Yeah, and it ain't got nothing to do with, I can promise you that, because there's just as much violence on both sides. There's just as far as black, white, there's a lot of violence in a lot of different ways, because violence. Now, talking about murders in particular areas, well, there's going to be more of certain, but in other areas, there's going to be more of others. So it's like, man, it's just all got to come to. It's all got to come. It's coming to a head, just in the standpoint that now at least people are starting to see that, man, this is becoming a habit. Like, this isn't just once in a while no more, or like that, you know, something that's spread out. Like, yeah, guys, this is becoming a habit, and we can't normalize the killing of someone on the public square ever, from any side, from any color. You cannot, we cannot start normalizing that. uh you know, you desensitize people enough by calling names and by you know, claiming that someone deserves to die. Well, there's that few people out there that really do let that affect them. And I just feel like that's not the approach to becoming friends. I've got, you know, limited numbers on this world, and I don't want to spend my numbers uh you know, hating on somebody, or mad, or not giving them a chance to even be part of my life, just because maybe they see a political view a little different than what I do. Like, who the hell cares in the long run? Did you like the football game last night? Whatever happened to talking about, you know, like why is there, you know, that's like, we don't, it doesn't have to, you don't have to just automatically hate, I guess is what. Right. I don't really understand exactly. Black people are not worried about, I promise, the sides are political, not racial, unless you're an ex-con. Well, I am an ex-con. If I mean, if that matters at all, but I don't really know exactly. No, I don't want to. I don't want to come at that comment differently, because I don't know exactly what you're saying. Well, I wasn't just saying white versus black. I mean sides, period. White, black, Democrat, Republican. It doesn't matter to me. There's no sides when I'm talking about crime. When I'm talking about those types of things, I don't have a side. It's all not right. No, indeed. There wasn't. I never said there was anything to do with any black people being involved in this. Ever. Never would. Right? Well, thank God that all people ain't the same, right? Look how boring we'd be if you know what I mean? Look, brother Desi. Brother Desi, I love it, man. I mean, you're gonna have people that you know don't see it the way you see it, and that's fine. We don't have to see everything eye to eye, but I certainly ain't one to come at it uh from that manner. In that, I ain't one to come at it like that, because it doesn't work. This never works. Thanks, GX. Appreciate that. Bonsai, why so fragile? It seems to be getting to leave. Mern makes. I don't know. Not in the A, but yeah, they called him. Shout out to him. you know, for all the cheers and jeers for the death of Mr. Kirk, I think we can give a few cheers and jeers for the capture of this fella, and can all agree that it took a lot on that dad's part to turn him in. Shout out to him. I'm glad he did that. That was the right thing to do. We appreciate that. It's got to be tough just looking at it from a dad standpoint, but at the same time, if my boy did something like that, I'd be the first one to be like, you got to go. Got to go. Now, John. Hey, John Applegate, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. That's right. He said, I'm a Democrat. Charlie Kirk did not deserve to die. That's right. That's how I'm approaching it. It just doesn't work no matter what. We can't allow that to be normal. And I don't want it to scare people from going out and talking what they believe. Like, you know, that's the part that, you know, I don't want none of our representatives and people that go out and do these to start like not go out and share what they think needs to be done. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we become smarter and better. You know what I mean? That's right. Well, that's fine. I see you there. I see you, Jay. I don't know. I'm an independent, and how I feel about Charlie is how MAGA felt about George Floyd. L, he said, man, he leaves me his long one. Stop rewriting the narrative. Some 22-year-old Utah boy shot some white dude. Why is this God or race or anything else? Be honest. It's what it's all. It's what you keep saying. I don't know when I've been pushing that it's about anything like that. But I am a free human being that I have, you know, ways of thinking. But you're the one that keeps pushing that out, not me. Talking about bringing the youth together. I know, Zancuda. I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what made me start learning about the dude, was the fact that my kids knew who he was. I didn't know they knew who he was. They didn't know who any of these other people that's been named off through here. They didn't know any of them. They didn't come home and ask me about them. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Well, I mean, and that is, I guess so. I guess so. From certain people's standpoint, I guess so. Yeah, and it doesn't matter to me whether he had a trans boyfriend or not. Like, that was like, that's just a lunatic. That's a lunatic move. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter to me about who their relationship with any of them was. You know what I mean? Like, it was it's just a bad human being. It's a bad human being. What means? Yeah. I see you, John Applegate. He says, what means you care about? I maybe that's how it started out, but that's not how it is now. It's not what it means now. Sadly enough, yeah, you know what I mean. That's how it's been twisted, just like everything else. Yeah, thank you, Kelly. I appreciate you chiming in on saying that. I'm a Democrat. Also, that is disgusted by this horrific action, but president is constantly addressing every issue with violence. Muscle is not surprising. Yeah, and I don't really even know exactly, you know, why you're leaning in on that, because I don't know exactly what you're talking about there. What J's is the opposite of what JS the opposite of what. But yeah, man, it always comes down to, and man, President Trump has been given so much power by people. You know, like he ain't no different than any other president. Like, when he lost the last time, you know what happened? He left the White House. It's like it's so silly to me to even come at it like that. It's so nonsensical. But it's okay. Like, I guess it's about the National Guard being sent to, being used in DC. Well, it's not the first time. Stop acting like it's the first time. Hell, they're sent all over the world to play police for every other damn country. Why can't they play the police here? I mean, I mean, answer me that. Like, like protect the cities, protect the places. If there's crime that needs to be done with, and do it. Get it out there for the citizens that's trying to obey the law, trying to do the right thing. They shouldn't have to worry about getting robbed or getting mugged, or they shouldn't have to worry about that. And if it can be put stop to it. Hey, thanks, Sankoot. Appreciate you, man. Thank y'all. Appreciate you. Yeah. Right. Right. I see you, NY Clear. I see you. Trump defunded police funding, but he cares about Hey, well, crime is down in DC, and when you talk to the people in DC, they seem to be pretty happy with that fact. If the criminals ain't happy, then oh well. Yeah. Hey, but shout out to everybody. I appreciate you guys being here, man. I wanted to come on and touch base on this. I just thought it was a worthy topic. And it brings in different opinions, different feelings. I just want everybody to be respectful, be mindful. Know that we're just coming at this in a way where, like you say, everybody in here, we agree that this is America. We have a right to say things, but I also have a right as a person running this channel to make sure that we're not throwing hate stuff at each other, man. It's not what I'm about. It's not what I do. I believe in law and order. I am an ex-con. I did a few years in prison, but I still agree that we need laws and people have to abide by them. And sometimes people need a timeout, So I try to come at things from a realist standpoint. However, right. Right. Shout out to Cabbage, right, Michael? Medicine, brother. Bonsai. I see you there. I see you there, guys. Later on, got to go be gay with the wife for a few hours. Well, I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy in the truest sense of the word. Yeah. If you don't belong here in this country, then maybe you should. I mean, if you're illegal immigrant, then if you haven't come in the right way, then you need to go on back and then come back the right way. There's nothing wrong with that law. There's got to be laws on the books, and it's not ICE's fault. It's not nobody else's fault. It's, if anything, it's Congress's fault. They're the ones that make the laws. ICE just implements it. ICE just follows through with it. So, but I believe in law and order, guys. You can't have a lawless society. You don't have nothing. Women do not want to walk around worried about getting, assaulted. Men don't want to worry about, walking around getting assaulted. People don't want to have their stuff stole from them. People don't want that. And it's okay to want law and order. I think there's some things that could be changed on several of the laws. But that's, hey, the law, there's lots of laws on the books that I personally don't understand or agree with. But hey, if I break that law, I'm going to have to pay my time, do my time. So I just feel like if you come in knowing that you were breaking the law, then you should be under the impression that if I get caught, then I'm probably going to be in trouble and going to be sent back home, right? See, I don't understand those talking points, and I don't get into talking points. You know what I mean? Like I just don't, Lisa. it seems so weird to me to give anybody that much power. He's no different than any other president, man. Like he's just like when his term's over this time, he's he's gonna go off into the sunset like every other president, and that'll be it. And like he has no more. You give him too much power by saying those kind of things. Yeah, Sean R. And there's a lot of questions around a lot of things. That's what I'm saying. At least with this thing that we were talking about today with Charlie Kirk's killer, at least we know some information. Man, we don't know a lot of things about things that happened a long time ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, that we still don't have information on, that we don't have this much info on. So at least we got some kind of information, guys. I mean, at least we do have some type of knowledge coming at us, and you just have to be careful, I think, from a consumption standpoint, is you have to give things time to be true, false, or to be, maybe not the whole picture yet, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. You got to give it time to develop, I guess. Yeah, he can't run again. Yeah, I mean, that's all. Hey, that was so troll. Hey, he so gracefully trolled them people with that shit because he knew it would stir up a bunch of stuff, and they give him more power than any other president's ever had by saying that, like, oh, he's going to do this. No, he's not. No, he's not. It's like, it's just, no, he didn't. It's just so funny. It's just so funny, man. Yeah, you guys are hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and all these things are out there for public knowledge, so it's just talking points, man. It's just ways of getting your, I guess, comments highlighted or getting us to read them. I don't know, but it's all just public knowledge. It's like, well, show me one other president then that signs their paycheck over each year, donates it to a cause. He's been investigated more than anybody else out there, and I'm telling you, if they spent $40 million on me investigating me, I wouldn't be here doing this live broadcast with you guys. I'd be in some penitentiary somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, apparently he's all right, And just because somebody's charged with something doesn't make them guilty of it, guys. Look at all the crap they tried charge. If there was anything that was there for them to get him with, they'd have got him for sure, because they had the right people there to do it. Everybody was trying, indeed trying. Right, he don't need it, but he was also that businessman. He was sitting across. This is what I don't get: is everybody comes at him like it's some kind of big. This guy, as a public, just a regular person, sat across the table and done deals with some of the most powerful people in the world before he was ever any kind of president or political figure. So hell yeah, he's making money in other places. Hell yeah, as he should be. I mean, like that's what it's all about. I mean, he's making money. I wish I could. Like that? I mean, shoot, man. Why would he need, he's worth billions. Why would he need to take bribes? As this seems so silly. He was already making money he was already making money. Like, he don't need the position to make money, L. That's what I don't get. Is like everybody wants to throw these crazy nonsense things around, but you don't have that as a leg to stand on. He was making this money before he was ever president. What about Barack Obama? What about him? He wasn't a billionaire before. He wasn't nothing before he become president. So he's used his office to enrich himself. He was a community organizer. I don't hate on him. He's doing what he can. He's making money, selling books. It's like, there's nothing wrong with that. Make money. Like, and you know as well as I do, if they had any kind of proof on him that he was using that to enrich himself at any point, they would have brought that up too. They ain't missed none so far. I mean, what about him? Right. My point is, he's made money. He's made money since he was president. He's made money because he was president. So it's like, there's nothing right. Like, okay, whatever. Like, as long as you doing you and they ain't bringing no charges up on it, apparently you're doing it the right way. Like, make the money. I'm lying to myself. Oh man, I'm telling you the fool's God's honest truth. If I could figure out a way, just like we're doing on these YouTube channels, right? You're trying to figure out a way to build up an audience and build up a way to make money. Well, they're doing the same thing. It's like, why would I be mad at you for being in here? You're giving me watch time, man. You're helping me with my analytics, so I appreciate you, whether you believe that or not. You can lie to yourself and say, no, I'm just on here. And no, you're actually helping me. You're helping me. So I thank you. I mean, sincerely. You're helping me to gain time and gain notoriety just by numbers alone. So I thank you. L. Yeah. 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 Good job, guys. Good job. Shout out to 48 in the house. I appreciate y'all being here. At least I appreciate you, Sean. I appreciate you, L. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate all you guys, man. You guys help my analytics, man. So whether you really think you're helping me or not, you are. I appreciate the voices of dissent. I like that. It doesn't bother me not one bit. But I also have an opportunity to move on from topic. Good talk about that today, guys. My name is Creating Change. I appreciate y'all being here. This channel's name's Creating Change. My name is Guy. I appreciate you guys being here. Always good vibes to everybody. Whether we agree to disagree or disagree, whatever it is. We have football and baseball and basketball and all kinds of other topics that we can talk about that we'd probably really agree on and we'd probably really just get down with, and I'm cool with that too. This was just a topic I wanted to discuss, and I wanted to come on here and just see what others had to say and everything. And like I say, we don't have to agree on this particular thing to have a whole bunch of other things that we can agree on, music and sports and all kinds of other things. So, I try not to come at everybody like this is the only way I'm gonna judge you is from this particular angle. That's just not the way I do it. So I appreciate you guys, man. Lawrence, I appreciate you, man. Nice to meet all you guys. I appreciate all of you being here. Bonsai, appreciate you guys being here. Brother Desi, thank you, man. Shout out to you, man. If y'all get a chance, go check out Scrap TV with Brother Desi in the house. You'll see him in blue there. One of my community leaders and just an outstanding member of Creating Change. So just appreciate him. And if you get a chance, go check him out. He does some cool stuff. And you got Gen X in the house too, Brother Clint. You can go check him out, and they do other stuff. So I just appreciate you guys, man. We got Act Guy and Shine on Wednesdays with my brother Shine. He had some things to take care of, but Wednesday, 11 to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good vibes with Guy and Shine. I encourage y'all, come on by, check us out. We'd appreciate it. And hit the subscribe button and stay tuned in for more things. Be coming with more topics, more stuff to talk about. We'll have some open dialogue. Have some visitors on and other things. I see my Johnny Cash. Hey, shout out to Johnny Cash. Guys, I appreciate y'all being here. Always good vibes to all of my beautiful people. Y'all have a great day, y'all.
Got a fire in my soul, yeah, it's burning bright. Guy Bandy told me just to follow the light. with all their might. So I hit the ground running, and I ran all night. And we sang, run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Well, I ran into my family, and I ran into my friends, and I ran into people that I didn't know then. And I said to them, hey, I could use a hand. And then I ran and I ran, and I ran and I ran. And we sang, run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. They say it's dangerous out there, but not if we're all here. If we're together, we can run without fear. They say it's dangerous out there, but not if we're all here. If we're together, we can run without fear. Well, the children and the elders and the strangers and the neighbors and the doctors and the teachers and the farmers and the bakers and the scientists and builders and the singers and the players and the buskers and the dancers and the dreamers and the painters and the coaches and the helpers and the artists and creators and the yogis and the healers and the preachers and the changers and the people and the planet and the forests and the rivers and the mountains and the oceans and the future and the vision. And the buskers and the patience and the future and the vision. Run, run.